Airbus held back by production snag with rival Boeing in crisis. Airbus is having trouble capitalizing on the suspension of the Boeing 737 because of its own production problems. Airbus SE cut its full-year delivery target and said cash flow will be lower than expected as it struggles to capitalize on the grounding of Boeing Company's 737 MAX. The company now expects to hand over about 20 fewer jets than it previously forecast as production challenges slow output of A320neo series aircraft, it said in a statement Wednesday. The free cash flow goal was cut by a quarter. Airbus has struggled to keep up with demand for the so-called cabin flex version of the narrow-body's A321 variant. The configuration allows airlines to choose between more seats or longer range by adding a new rear section and changing the door layout. The holdups come at a time when demand for the model is surging and with the rival MAX idled after 2 fatal crashes. We are focused on the A320neo ramp-up and improving the industrial flow while managing the higher level of complexity, Chief Executive Officer Guillaume Faury said in the release. That will be especially vital as the flex layout becomes standard on the A321 next year and Airbus builds more LR or long-range variants of the plane, as well as working toward production of an even further flying XLR option. Airbus fell as much as 3.3% and was trading 2.5% lower at €122.62 as of 9:04 a.m. in Paris, paring gains this year to 47% and reducing the Toulouse, France-based planemaker's market value to €96 billion, $107 billion. Boeing is up 8.2%. The European manufacturers' assembly lines are being stretched as single-aisle output reaches a record 60 jets a month, rising to 63 by 2021. At the same time, the A321 has become the group's top seller with 81 orders through September net of cancellations, a third more than for the baseline A320. A380 wind down. Adjusted profit before interest and tax rose 2% to €1.6 billion in the third quarter, more than the €1.36 billion estimated by analysts. That was before one-time costs from the A380 Super Jumbo program, which is being wound down, and Germany's suspension of defense exports to Saudi Arabia. Airbus stood by guidance for an increase in adjusted full-year EBIT of about 15% despite the scrapping of the 880 to 890 plane delivery goal and the reduced cash flow target of €3 billion, something Finance Chief Dominic Assam said on a conference call reflects increased per-plane profitability. The company won orders for 303 commercial jets through September, excluding cancellations, versus 170 at Boeing. Sales efforts have generally taken second. For more on this story, visit the news article link.